Good morning. Welcome back to Salty Country. As you can see, I'm wearing the first edition prototype Salty Country military t-shirt style shirt that we produced. We're going to come up with several different designs, but weigh in the comments if you like it. I've got a couple more shirts that we're going to do some different designs on. Currently reaching out to some companies for them to make us the stencils that we need. So we completely did this from old time stencil. So this is kind of how we did it in the military. When we were deploying, we had to stencil our job squadrons and all that kind of stuff on our shirt. So we customized some of our shirts when we were cruising. But anyway, here's the new shirt. Give us some feedback. All right, behind me, we talked about this slope along the side of the driveway here a couple weeks ago, or a couple episodes ago. This slope is full of small pines. So today I'm going to get out here. We're going to figure out what method we're going to use. I may try to pull them. I don't want to disturb too much of the slope. I may cut them and then just haul them to the burn pile. I don't want the slope to start eroding. So I think I'm probably going to cut them, and then when once the stumps die, I'll get the excavator up there, pop those out, and then we'll get something planted permanently on this slope. It's so steep right there that I can't, up on top, that I can't mow it safely. So anyway, stick around. We're going to get out here and see if we can clean these trees up. I will zoom back so you can kind of see what the whole entire area looks like. And then once we finish up with it, we'll see what it looks like. All right, I've got the chainsaw out here. We're going to cut these. So let's see if I can get this thing started. This thing always starts pretty easy. Oh, maybe that was it. All right, let me try it one more time. Huh. Well, plan B. Well, Stihl, you let me down. I haven't had that saw, but maybe a couple years. Always fires up within a few pulls. I might have to check the spark plug or something like that on it, but I run the recommended fuel mixture and their recommended oil, so we'll see. I'm gonna cut some of these smaller ones with my cutters. And then I'll clean them up. Some of these will be chainsaw size. Lots of small little pines. All right, we're getting there. There's just a bunch of them. Try to get this done before it gets hot. It's getting warm quickly. If I don't get it done this morning, it'll have to wait till this evening for me to finish it up. And yeah, you might have noticed I changed shirts. Didn't want to get the new shirt out here, get it all sweaty, stained or whatever, so change shirts. Just have to work my way through these trees. It's kind of hard to see exactly where to cut some of these. Yep, we'll get it. A lot of these are small enough that I can cut them. Yeah, enjoy being out here. Peace and quiet. Away from the city life. All the craziness. A lot of craziness in this world these days. But we just have to stick to your personal principles and morals, and don't let the psychological warfare affect you. Some of this stuff is slick. Alright, let's see. I'm not out here in the best of attire, but it's how I roll in the summer. Every once in a while, I'll put on pants and boots for a little while. I get out here and weed eat sometimes and pay the price. It throws stuff and hits me in the legs, but for the most part, if I'm not cutting any little trees and that type of stuff when I'm weed eating, it's not too bad. Trees still have dew in them. I have to go get the trailer in a little bit with the four-wheeler. Bring it up here. Get this stuff loaded and put it in the burn pile. I've done this type work a lot around here over the years. For years I didn't have equipment. So this is how I cleared. Good old cutters. All right. Yeah, it didn't rain last night. Supposed to got rain yesterday. Tell you what, the weather forecasters have been pretty inaccurate. Let me just put it that way. Yeah. They should probably just say there's more of a chance of rain today than not, and leave it at that, or there's less of a chance of rain today, because last weekend we had an 80% chance of rain on Saturday. Did not rain a drop. I don't even think it rained close to us. So I was like, how can you miss it that bad? But, you know, they're supposedly the climate experts, and they can't even predict when it's going to rain and when it's not. All right, it's not taking too long. Making good progress. One thing the other day I was thinking about, I don't see a lot of it anymore. Rabbit tobacco. Some of you may know what I'm talking about, but when I was a kid, it used to be everywhere. You don't hardly ever see it anymore. And I think it's because of some of these pesticides that the counties come through and spray neighborhoods and all that kind of stuff. They come through every once in a while and clean up the power line right away. And they give us the option. Now they'll come on and cut down any big growth with machinery, but then they come back through and treat those areas with some kind of chemical. So they give us the option to allow them to do that or not. So I always decline. Tell them, you can come on and maintain your right of way with equipment and cut trees and limbs and that kind of stuff, but don't spray any chemicals. Yeah, these little pines come up everywhere here in the south, especially if you got pines around. It's hard for grass to grow around pines because they drop so many needles. Oop, it's got some briars in it. This is probably as quicker than it would have been with a chainsaw, but still bothers me that the Stihl let me down. Let's see if I can get her fired up after a while. I have a pet peeve, kind of OCD about it, I guess. I think all equipment should run like it's supposed to. So if you have a piece of equipment that's being stubborn, won't start, drives me nuts. If I got a piece of equipment, I take care of my equipment. I want it to run when I get on it. I don't want to work on it for 2 or 3 hours. I want it to run. And I know sometimes you have unexpected things happen, because it is equipment. Equipment does break. Parts fail, sensors fail. But yeah, I get like really frustrated if I got equipment that won't start. Alright, working my way through this little thicket right here. See if I can get all this stuff cut back. Some of this just weeds. I have a trimmer that has like almost pencil size string on it. You might have seen it in yesterday's episodes, sitting over by my shed. But that thing's a beast. It'll take out probably up to a 1/2 inch size weed or tree or something like that. But it's not that easy to maneuver if the ground's not perfect. So alright, let's see. Getting there. Alright, let's see what we got here. Pines everywhere. And the problem is, if you don't cut these little ones down, and they'll be the next ones I'm out here battling. And it's kind of crazy. You can cut some of these things off. Some of them will die. Cut some of them off. They resprout. So for the most part, most of them die. Once I get this hill cleaned back up, until we plant our permanent vegetation here, I can get the trimmer in here and it'll clean this back up to where it's more manageable. This is a combination of pines and sweet gums. I have not cut down one oak yet. In Florida, we have live oaks. Beautiful trees, but the leaves on those trees and the acorns are horrible. They're real tiny. Stop up gutters. $10 million leaves fall when they get to that time when they're shedding. So definitely a leaf blower is your best friend when that's going on. There's sometimes in Florida our driveway gets completely covered. It's like you can barely see the concrete. Alright, so it's looking a lot better. Pine, little bitty pines. See, some of this, if I can get the trimmer up here, it'll cut them down. I can do it with a trimmer, but I have to work it from top down. Gotta be careful when I grab these. I got briars in here. Alright, it's around probably 9:30-ish, if I had to guess, in the morning. It's already very humid. It's not like I'm doing anything that's very strenuous, but I'm already getting wet with sweat just because of the humidity. If you don't like humidity, stay north of the Mason-Dixon line. All right. A lot of small ones up here. A lot of little tiny sweet gums up here too. All right, some of this up here I'm going to cut once I get the trailer on the four-wheeler. That way I can just throw it right on the trailer, not have to handle it twice. Alright, let's see what I got over here. There's a couple small ones in here. If I had some bigger cutters, I could probably cut all this with just cutters instead of the chainsaw. Axel's out here getting some of his energy out this morning. Let's see if this will cut this tree. All right, well, I got about half of it. Let's see if I can. All right. Got about half of it. Was able to push on a little bit. Come on down. That one's definitely too big. One thing I have started noticing more of is rabbits. I've got these burn piles kind of scattered around where I've been doing all this clearing. And this year I've seen more rabbits than I've seen in a long time because they're protected. We have coyotes. I haven't been horrible this year. I haven't heard them recently. A lot of times in the evening, right as the sun goes down, you'll hear a pack of them start howling. Hadn't heard them lately. A lot of people around here hunt them. They're good for nothing. They destroy rabbit population. They have devastated the quail. Because quail live on the ground. Devastated the quail around here. I haven't seen a quail in forever. Turkeys, which the turkeys are making a comeback, but like I said, I haven't seen a lot out of or heard a lot out of the coyotes this year. All right, I'm going to get the four-wheeler, get the 5x10 trailer from down at the shed, get it hooked up, and me and Melody will get out here. We'll clean all this up. Maybe by then, I'll see if I can get this chainsaw started. So stick around. Still got work to do. As you can hear, I got the chainsaw started. Went over, turned the choke back on, pulled it a couple times, and it wanted to fire. Put the choke on half, and she fired up. So I don't know that it may have been something I did. So I may not have had it on choke fully when I started, and I ended up maybe flooding it. So, all right, we're gonna take down these. Actually, it's a lot quicker with a chainsaw. Alright. I'll get the ones over there. Probably with the trimmer, hand trimmer, once I get all these loaded on the trailer. So, stick around. I'll take my insult back. Still came through. Alright, I'm down by the shed. Gonna get the four-wheeler hooked up to the trailer. We'll get these trees cleaned up. I need to take the opportunity while I got this trailer out of here to bring the mower down here and clean this area up. I've been having some problems with my microphone, so we're going to see how this goes. I charged the microphone itself. It comes with two mics and the receiver in the case, and you can supposedly plug the case up. It charges them inside the case. But I noticed in the previous episode, it was kind of wanting to break up. So we'll see. I may have to get different microphones. I'm going to go ahead and get started. Melody's going to be coming out and help. She's going to drive the four-wheeler so I can get this stuff loaded. Oh, grab the briar. Gotta be careful. Oh, there's another briar. Should probably have gloves on. Matter of fact, I'm gonna go get some gloves. All right, I got me some gloves, so I'm good. We had an enjoyable few weeks with the family visiting. And the girls for a week prior to Mom and Dad coming down. So my son has 5 daughters, and they are a blast. So the 3 oldest came down with us. 2 oldest came down, or the 2 youngest came down with Mom and Dad a week later. We went to Florida, met up down there, spent a week down there, went out in the boat some. It was real hot. That's probably the hottest it's been down there in a while. It was 115, 110, 113 heat index top days. So, yeah, it was. They used to say when we went out in the boat, we got to where we were going and got out and got in the water. The Gulf Coast water temperature right now is 80-something degrees. So it's nice. while we were down there, they were having pop-up thunderstorms pretty regularly. So we had to plan our outings around thunderstorms. If you've never been 8 or 10 miles out in the ocean, bay, or whatever, and a thunderstorm comes up, you're in for a treat, because it is pretty crazy. You can go from calm conditions to 2, 3, 4, 5 foot swells pretty quick. All right, I'm gonna pull this up. My help should be out here shortly. Yeah, we've had our boat for a few years, and the very first day we went out after we purchased the boat, we were about thunderstorm built. It rained so hard you could not see any land. So here we were, 8 miles out, can't see any land. So fortunately, the boat is equipped with a Simrad navigation system. So we were sitting on the boat under the canopy while it was raining. Probably, I would say, the closest land to us was probably 4 miles. Couldn't see it. So we sitting there, and I looked on my phone at the weather, and over by the boat ramp, 8 miles away, where we had put in, wasn't raining. So we cranked up the Simrad navigation, plotter, whatever you want to call it. Took our time through several feet swells. Got ourselves back into the inlet. Hung out and enjoyed our day out for a while longer. But I've had several boats over the years. Older boats, I would say, like 10 years or so older when I got them. Enjoyed them. We had a 2455 Bayliner cabin cruiser that we used over in Alabama on a lake. Enjoyed the boat. We could take the kids out on a Friday night, not come back until Sunday. The only problem at the time was I had a 1500 extended cab Chevrolet truck. That boat was probably 10 or 12,000 pounds. So it was a little bit more than that truck wanted. So sold it. And then we got a jet ski several years ago. And I really enjoy the jet ski. It's easy. Hook up to it and go. And we've been out, I think, once this summer in it. I need to get it out here in the next few weeks and take it back to the lake. We got a very nice lake about 45 minutes from here. And we go over there. Usually, on average, we'll run 20 to 40 miles just riding around on the lake. It's huge. And get off the jet ski, swim for a while, and then come back home. So my help's finally arrived. Hop on the four-wheeler, and well, let me get it up there, and then I'll have you kind of stay by me, and I'm gonna cut down those little snags up there.
I can take it around.
All the way around. All right, I got the brake on. All right, let's see. I'm going to readjust the camera because I don't know if it'll show what we're going to be doing. Pull over there. All right, we're going to get these right here, snags cut down. Get these on the burn pile. Pull up a little bit. All right, talked about in, I think, yesterday's episode or a couple previous episodes about flowering crabapple trees, about how they're useless. This is one of them. They're very evasive. This thing has, right now, it's got like 1-inch thorns everywhere on it. So, get this thing cut down. And they're a pain in the butt. Because they got all these thorns on them. They stay caught up in everything. If you can manage them, they'd probably be all right, but they spread everywhere. So if you're on like a 1/4 acre lot, you got 1 or 2 of them, you can probably manage it. But out here in the country, no, they try to take over.
I can come in here with my trimmer and clean this up. It'll cut any of these little snags that I miss. It'll trim them down, any weeds or whatever. I'm just getting the bigger items. And then I'll get the trimmer and clean this up. A couple maple trees up here. Maple trees are pretty nice trees. Or popular trees, I should say, not maples. Poplars. I just don't want them this close to the house. They get massive, have a real heavy canopy. So we are prone to having high winds. So right there is the closest tree to the house. And we'll have to see how it does over the years. I may have to end up cutting it down, but the goal is to keep it as long as possible. Cut down a couple little sassafras trees. I don't know what a sassafras tree is. It's what they make root beer from, or the original root beer. Sarsaparilla. You boil the root of the tree and it makes a tea. So that's kind of what the well, it is what root beer is based off of. So not done. The little trees. There's always something else to do. Between managing 20 acres here and a property in Florida, we never run out of things to do. At least in Florida, it's only a quarter acre, so it's easier to manage. But still a lot of work. The person that previously owned our house down there was a landscaper, so I think there's every variety of bush known to man planted around that house. So the yard itself is not high maintenance down there. It's all of the bushes and shrubs and this plant and that plant. So it's more maintenance than more. When we retire, we get down there, we're going to do away with a lot of that stuff. So it's not as labor intensive to keep it maintained. What's that?
I have to maintain all of this.
Oh yeah. Eventually, some of our kids may move back here We'll just have to see. They're in different places on the earth in their life. So our oldest son, and he's in Australia. Out there. So I don't know what kind of bush this is.
I can take a picture and tell you.
It's an oddball. Yeah, you can take these phones now, snap a picture of something, and it'll tell you what it is. I can't even say that. I need the country version of what that is. Some kind of shrub. All right. We're going to get this down to the burn pile, and I may clean this hill up later on when it cools off, but we're almost done, so I'm glad. It's hot. All right, we're headed down to the burn pile. Boxers have a lot of energy. A lot of energy. This morning when I was out here, he was running around. He went in the house for a little while, cooled off. Now he's back out here for another round of running everywhere. Nope. Got to back up and go the other way. All right, we got everything on the burn pile. We're gonna head back up to the house. Go straight. Go around to the left. You can straighten yourself up to go between those trees right there. See what? Go. Turn it to the right. There you go. See what your driving skills are like. Yeah, you're doing good. You got to stay to the left. This trailer is much wider than the four-wheeler, so you got to watch the fenders. All right, you got it. Here's another one of the burn piles. Got a bunch of cardboard on it. If the rain will cooperate, where I got a couple days of rain together, steady rain, I'll get a couple of these burn piles burnt. Swing to the right. We're coming up behind the house through the pasture. You just park it right over there. Don't get too close to the trailer. There you go. Get it all in the grass. All right, you did good. Okay, here's the slope that we just cleaned up. Huge difference. That's going to be all for this episode. I want to thank everyone for watching. Remember, if you like our content, subscribe. It'll really help us out. We'll really appreciate it. We'll see you on the next one.